Welcome to the Sewing Report. I'm Jennifer Moore, helping you discover your love of sewing crafts and DIY projects. And guys, I've been trying to get my fabric collection under control, and that can be a really difficult thing to do. So I have been on the lookout for any type of project that might be able to help me use up all of the fun fabrics that I have, particularly the quilting cottons. You know what I'm talking about here. So I found one that meets the bill, and that's what we're doing in this episode. Originally, this was just a very plain Jane paper mache box / tray from Michael's Crafts, but we have transformed it thanks to this fun cotton and steel fabric and some very large rickrack trim. So let's get into it. You only need 2 fat quarters and there will be some left over. These are my coveted OG cotton and steel basics. Speaking of old school, how about using some Mod Podge? This stuff is also available in different finishes, so we're going with a matte. Take the fabric you want on the outside of the box and flip it so the wrong side is up. Place the box on it and make sure the fabric will cover all the sides by wrapping it around, kind of like a present. Apply a thin layer of Mod Podge to the bottom of the box with a brush. Press the box down onto the fabric, then flip it over and press out any bubbles. Now here's how I marked the fabric. For each side, turn the box onto it and trace with a marking pen. Mine is air soluble, so it will disappear in a few days. For the 2 shorter sides with the handles, I freehanded tabs so the box won't show through the fabric later. I measured the length of the overlapping lip at the top, which was slightly over a ½ inch. You'll then add this onto the top of each side piece and use a rotary cutter to make those cuts. For the angled corners, use sharp scissors to cut accurately. Apply Mod Podge to the shorter sides and press that fabric up into place. Now do the same with the longer sides and you'll see how the finish looks cleaner with that fabric covering the tabs. Doing the handles is probably the trickiest part. Clip the fabric in this spot right to the edges. Mod Podge the inside of the handle and press all those little pieces over to that side. Apply more Mod Podge over the pieces. Moving on to the interior fabric, press it into the box to get a rough idea of how much you'll need. Cut off the excess to make it easier to work with. Mod Podge the bottom of the box's inside. Carefully press the fabric into it. To trace each side, you're going to need to maneuver the fabric a bit more like this. Mark the corners. There will be an extra V shape in between. Cut the lines you drew. Apply Mod Podge to each side and again, press the fabric firmly. Cut the extra fabric just below the top of the box. Also, cut out the handle areas. To prevent fraying, Mod Podge the raw edges on the handles. Mod Podge the overlapping exterior fabric inside. At this point, I decided to Mod Podge the entire box again for an added layer of protection over the fabric. Hopefully it will be easier to keep clean this way. I had this big rickrack trim and thought it would work to cover the raw fabric edges. Quick grip glue is awesome for jobs like this. Just apply a small amount and press the rickrack down in sections. Mark where you want to cut at the end and glue that piece down. I squirted a little fray check into it to prevent fraying. For real, this has got to be one of the easiest projects I've done here at the Sewing Report, so hopefully this will help you if you're trying to find just more uses for fabric and all of the trim that you've collected over the years. I mean, who are we kidding? But I think this is a great way to show off some of your more colorful prints or solids. You can use this as an organizer, say on your desk, your dresser, or your craft table. Or another use I came up with is you could use this as a gift box. We're always looking for gift boxes or gift bags, but they can be kind of pricey at the store. I think this was like $2.99. So really, just by adding fabric, you have a really fun, personalized gift box. You can put a gift in and then give them both the box and the item inside. So I hope this helps you if you're looking for inspiration to bust through that stash. And if you're anything like me and you just like binge watching on YouTube, I'm gonna link one of my other sewing or DIY projects, one of the easier ones, don't worry guys, up above, so you can check that out next. But thanks so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, be sure to hit that like button and consider subscribing to the Sewing Report for everything sewing, crafts, and DIY projects. I'm Jennifer Moore, and I'll see you guys again in the next video.